Black magic.
You got to know, got to show it's time to roll. So just tell me what you want to hear. Tell me what you want. So just tell me what you want to hear.
Well,
Final Four, baby! Final Four!
what? Now, did you go out like this today?
I did not.
You did not. You just did this just for the show. You should have went out like this today. So I take it the Danes won today?
We're in. We're in, baby.
Well, congratulations as someone who doesn't have a dog in the show or a pony in the race. Congrats. Or do I guess. I mean, like, I don't know my father's history, but I know, like, my grandparents' side, and we're Belgian, so.
Right, so they were out last round.
Damn it. Well, then, there you go. Good job, Danes. Welcome back, everybody, to the RatG TV show. I'm your boy Zeus. With me, as he is every week, the Wellandwingnut there, sporting the Danish colors, all set. Who do you guys got next? Do you know yet?
So England, I believe. Well, if England wins, they're playing right now. I'm not sure what the score is.
Well, that's okay.
I think
We'll get it.
It was 1-0.
Somebody will get it for us in the comments, I'm sure. How has everybody's week been? How are you enjoying summer? How about you, Steve? How's is life feeling a little bit back to normal for you now?
Little bit, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of stuff opening up right now, so which is nice. Getting to see a lot of the businesses picking up business, if you will. Now, it was Canada Day yesterday, and then, of course, 4th of July is coming tomorrow. Sorry, it was Canada Day 2 days ago. This wasn't the typical Canada Day for us, though. This wasn't the typical celebration after, finding another unmarked gravesite at a residential school in Saskatchewan this time. Yeah, it's hard. Like, what's that?
And it unfortunately won't be the last.
Right. Will says for us, England 4.0. Yes. Yeah, evening, guys. England is 4-0. You're right. This won't be the last one we find because there were these residential schools all across Canada, and all across North America, really. But yeah. It's just one of those things where it's hard to find that pride that we typically have in Canada. Now, I have pride in in my youth. For my lifespan, Canada was always that place that we looked up to. Now I almost feel like, when they're like, don't never meet your heroes. I feel like we almost had one of those moments, and we've had multiple of them. And it's so weird to think, because remember back in the day, they do those heritage moment commercials. Right. And we didn't see residential schools, but they did show us using Chinese slaves and stuff, like to empty out the mines and stuff. So we did have a pretty checkered past for, a country that most people think we're the nicest people out there. But we see you all out there, and I know it's so hard to say we apologize because we didn't do anything, but I mean, sorry we didn't see it quicker or we didn't listen. But we are listening now, and we won't get into the religion of things with the Catholic Church and their role that they played in this. But let us just say, lots of respect out there. And so the focus of our show is going to be today the greatest Indigenous entertainers that of all time, really. So it'll be an interesting show for sure. But to get back into a little bit of footy, Luke says Denmark is in the poop. I say poop as I don't want to get reported again. Well, shit. Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. You got the Brits. It could work. Anyone else thinking Braveheart looking at Steve? Well, a Danish version. Not sure how that sounds. Yeah.
As Taylor's looking at me, getting flashbacks of Fan Expo where we got our pictures taken at the Viking exhibit.
Nice. Yeah. Oh, I remember that. Good times. Good times. All right. Well, why don't we get right into it right now? Hello, Ronnie. How you doing, brother? Hope you're good. Steve, you start us off every week. Why don't you do that as well this week? Give us your top 5 Indigenous entertainers.
All right, so a lot of Canadians on my list, being Canada Day weekend and us celebrating more Indigenous, stories this weekend, sharing stuff like that. My first one was Beverly St. Marie, who won an Oscar for her song Up Where We Belong.
Did I get the wrong one, or is that her name? Beverly Buffy St. Marie.
That's her, yeah.
That's her nickname, yeah.
1983 was her Oscar win, Oscar and a Gentleman.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Right on. That was huge.
Right.
Love lift us up where we belong. You're welcome. You're quite welcome. Up next.
Yeah, I hope I get this name right. Pamiaka Brown, best known as his portrayal as the short order cook in 50 First Dates, mine and Amber's favorite movie.
Oh, yeah.
Favorite movie.
That's one I'm totally with you on. I love 50 First Dates. I'm a Adam Sandberg fan. Sandler too.
Yeah. Usually less. I dislike him more than I'd like him, but he's got some decent movies.
Yeah, I find his family stuff is pretty good.
Yeah,
and that was one of them I found. Yeah, great actor, and you're on your own for trying to pronounce his name. Now you've got 2 of the guys that were on my list, and up next is definitely one of my favorite actors.
Yeah, next up, Adam Beach. There's lots he was in. Of course, Wind Talkers was a big one. Very Oscar-worthy movie.
With him and Nick Cage,
right? Joe Dirt. He's got just such a long list on IMDb. Been in all kind, Law and Order Special Victims Unit.
He was in the recent X-Men New Mutants movie as well.
Okay, I haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah. You might like that one. That was more styled towards like a horror movie than anything else. I liked it though. And he's a great actor. I love Adam Beach. All right, and up next.
Yeah, so this one may be a little lesser known, but from one of my favorite movies, Legends of the Fall. Which is not mentioned up here, but
sorry.
Yeah, north of 60, Pocahontas. A lot of voiceover stuff.
Yeah, Gordon. Classic actor, and we've seen all those movies as well, and he's just one of those faces that you just recognize.
Right.
Great pick, and this one would have been number 1 on my list as well. I'm not gonna lie.
As I'm just pulling it up because I didn't have time to do notes here. Graham Greene, of course, another Canadian actor, probably the most well-known Indigenous Canadian actor, at least.
Maverick.
Stuff, Dances with Wolves, Thunderheart, Green Mile, Die Hard, Maverick.
Yeah, all the good stuff.
Multiple TV shows, Longmire, Red Green. Oh, I forgot he was on the Red Green show.
And I was going to say that, like Red Green as well.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Right on, man. That's a great list, and honestly, he's amazing because we've seen him in everything. And what was the one? Him and Val Kilmer, Thunderheart. Was that?
Oh, Thunderheart. Yeah,
man. Like, so many great movies he was in, and I'm a huge fan. Now, the only thing that sucks is I had my notes right here with me, and I dropped them somewhere, and I don't want to screw up the names of my people either. But we'll get started here. But we got a few comments here. They may take our lives, but they'll never take our pastries. That was supposed to sound Danish. I don't know why it came out like that. I'm thinking about the glorious mullet Steve had. Oh yeah, I didn't get that picture up there. I should have.
No way.
Reese's Pieces, or Reese's Pisces, and Michael Pena in Battlefield, Los Angeles, and many other films. Now, is he Indigenous? I wasn't sure. I thought he was Latino.
Mm.
I mean, yeah. So I'm not sure. Could be.
Yeah, there were a couple of people I was going to put on the list that had Indigenous heritage, but weren't.
Right.
You know, I didn't know where we were drawing the line today, so.
Well, like Jason Momoa as well. I almost threw him on there, but you know,
And Jimmy Smith.
Right. But Jimmy Smith is everything.
Yeah.
If you look at his ancestry, he's like, yes, I'm a Heinz 57 of everything. So, but yeah.
All right, your list, I am going to go because I
You're gonna go, no, you got to keep that on the whole show. What are you talking about? And just like that, he's gone. Kaiser Soze. Yeah, so we'll start talking about my picks as well. Luke says maybe Latino as well. Yeah, I think Michael Pena is definitely that. Now, give me just one quick second here, folks, just to pull up my list again, because I'll have to grab it from here, from my Google search. But the first guy, now, I know his name's Gary, and I think his name's Gary Gray. I don't know if you remember this guy at all, but he's in Resident Alien. He was in the Johnny Depp movie here. I mean, he's been in a lot. And honestly, I just really re-found him during Resident Alien. I don't know if anyone's seen Resident Alien at all, but that is a great show. Starring Alan Tudyk, who is honestly quite awesome, because that guy just does everything. There's nothing that Tudyk can't do. And here we go. All right, so I've got my list back up here. And it's not showing Gary's name. There it is, Gary Farmer. Excuse me, Gary. I do apologize, but Gary Farmer, you are definitely up there next. And there's our buddy Steve. So yeah, do you recognize Gary Farmer at all, Steve?
Let me see the picture. I don't.
You ever seen Resident Alien? That new show? No. All right. Well, he's on that. Great actor. I really liked him a lot. Gary Farmer, thank you. And Graham Greene was Steve's pick. Yes, you are correct, sir. All right. So up next on my list. So here's one that kind of is a throwback. And I mean, we've seen him in everything. And when I say everything, that's like, I'm not just saying that like with hyperbole at all. But the next guy on my list is Wes Studi. Now, do you recognize Wes Studi? He was in Heat with Al Pacino. He was his partner. Oh my God, what else was he in? I think he was in Last of the Mohicans. Yeah, just amazing. So a great actor, producer. He won the Lifetime Achievement Award at the Oscars as well, not too long ago. So Wes Studi, hats off to you, brother. And then up next, I've got another actress. Now, Marlon Brando in 1973 won an Oscar and didn't go. And Sacheen Littlefeather went up there, and she basically chastised the Academy for how they portrayed Native Americans and Indigenous people in films. And she was a big reason why they've changed it and, made sure that they hired Indigenous people to play those roles and, try to hire them on when it comes to writing and things of that nature. So very influential, big one.
I remember that. Yeah, well, I don't remember live, but I remember hearing about that.
Yeah. Smoke Signals. Thank you. Resident Alien is great with Gary. Yeah, for sure. Steve, looks like you've been munching at the wrong time of the month. He's like, I won't swear, but I'll say that. That just happened. Too funny. And then up next on my list, musician, badass musician at that, Ernest Monias, and I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing it, but he's played with everybody from CCR to Bachman Turner Overdrive. He's one of those Canadian legends that bands know that, unfortunately not the rest of the world knows. And yeah, man, just too awesome, yo. Too awesome.
There's so many touring musicians that work with so many great bands and studio musicians that work with so many great bands that we just never hear about.
Yeah, dude. And I wanted to put there's so many more that I wanted to throw on here. There's not enough room to get all the greats that we've seen, honestly. Especially like you said though, with touring across Canada, like who knows them aside from just the bands that are sticking up for them.
Right.
Sorry. Luke's throwing me off my game here. Have you done Edward James Olmos yet? I'm almost 100% positive he's Latino. Yeah. Not positive what, but that's what I think.
If
Anyways,
you have a list, I expect you to say I'm almost there.
I'm almost there. Stop. Just stop. And last but not least, Tom Jackson. Tom Jackson, a lot of people might remember for Cold Pursuit, Cardinal, Outlander, North of 60. I mean, he's one of those Canadian icons of acting. So that's why we would know of him, but maybe not the rest of our viewers from around the globe. And notice how I said around. And globe. So yeah, that's that's both our lists. What do you guys think? Who would you add on that list? Like, what are some good Indigenous content creators or entertainers out there, whether it be actors or musicians, that you think we should be showcasing more often? There's a lot of good young actors coming up too right now. So, but it's hard to say them though, if because they're up and coming.
Right.
Get out. Still waiting to see that. I want to live long enough that we get to see the reality show when people go to the moon or whatever. But they're gonna make a reality show where they send flat earthers into outer space so they can actually see everything. I want to see that show. Like, that's the show I want to see. Elon, if you want to throw your money away on shit, do it on that, please. Michael Grey Eyes. I don't know if I know Michael Grey Eyes, but let's look up Michael Grey Eyes. I know this much is true. Oh yeah, I've seen him in stuff before. He's been in a lot too. He's in True Detective. I Know This Much Is True. Blood Quantum. Woman Walks Ahead. Yeah, I'm down. I'm down for more. Now, that does bring us to the end of that. Feel free to keep dropping them throughout the show, and we'll keep putting them up there. Now, Steve, you got a movie this week that you watched.
No, I didn't watch it.
You didn't watch it?
No.
But you're going to watch it in the future?
The review will explain everything.
Okay. So you've got the Tomorrow People as your review that you'll be reviewing that you didn't watch.
Right.
Right. Gil Birmingham was in Yellowstone and Wind River. I'm not sure who that is, but both of those are excellent shows. So, well, Wind River is a movie, but yeah. Yellowstone, Kevin Costner, good show. All right. Well, so tell us, I don't know, before we get into it, is there anything, are you going to give us anything on how you review a movie without watching it, or is it just all going to be in the...
It'll explain itself.
All right, well, folks, if you're ready, well, I'm trying to.
Starring Chris Pratt, and I don't know the young lady's name, but she was Dexter's girlfriend at the end of Dexter.
Yeah, and she was in the TV show Chuck as well. I think. But yeah, the Tomorrow People is what you're going to be doing now for Steve's 5-second movie review. Are you ready, Steve?
I am ready.
Well, it's time for Steve's 5-second, 5-second, 5-second movie review by Steve. All right. If you are ready, sir, I am going to put 5 seconds on the board, and you will have that time to give us your review of the Tomorrow War. You may begin.
I reminded myself tomorrow to watch this movie tomorrow, and if I liked it, come back yesterday so I could tell you I liked it today. And I did. I did like it.
So you liked the movie,
Right.
and you did watch it. Well, you watched it tomorrow, and then went back in time to yesterday to tell yourself that you'll like it today.
Right.
Just stop. All right, give us. I actually watched the movie today too. So, but give us your.
So, for those who don't know the premise, it basically 2022, so present times. 28 years in the future, there's a war on Earth between these creatures and Earthlings, and we are losing, and we are losing bad.
Yeah.
They find a way to come back to recruit soldiers to help them win the war of tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is a fresh concept. It's something we haven't seen before. Well, I mean,
now
it's a fresh take on an old concept almost. It's almost like Terminator in reverse.
Yeah.
You know, they went back in the past and grabbed John Connor and brought him forward.
I definitely did have some issues with it. You know, I think anybody's going to have a few issues with any time travel movie. But other than that, the creatures were great. They were absolutely terrifying.
Really? I need to start watching horror movies again because I did not find that at all watching this movie. And not so much the like not liking it, but I didn't find the monsters terrifying even
I wasn't scared watching it, but I thought they were like very creative and new and fresh and
yeah. I just thought they were really CG, but I don't know. It's I you know what I was thinking about when I watched the movie the entire time? I was like, I wonder how this movie, if they could have made this movie with practical effects at all.
Right.
Because just I know, like that last scene with him and his old man, and I don't want to give any spoilers, but how do you not have his hand bitten off like 14 times? Like this, they make a whole big deal the entire movie about their teeth and how they, and I'm like, but I thought it was I did think it was a fun movie though, for sure. Yeah. So what did you give it? What would you give that out of 5?
I gave it a 3 out of 5.
Nice. Yeah, not bad. Well, there you go. Check it out, folks, if you want, on Amazon Prime. The Tomorrow War, starring Chris Pratt and some people. And of course, you know, those people are Chris Pratt, Yvonne Strahovski, J.K. Simmons, and the other people. That's what we do, yo. That's what we do. So horror movies are getting good again, Ryan. Now would definitely be a good time to get back into them. Well, I was always afraid of them growing up, but I'm finding the more and more horror type movies that I watch, at least these days, they don't do anything to me. They don't scare me. They don't, because a lot of them are built on tropes as well. So you see a lot of the scares coming before they happen. And you're like, oh, all right. So, but I still don't like slasher movies. I understand, Steve. I watch it tomorrow, but haven't seen it today yet. That's not a good thing if Luke understands what you're saying. Luke's on whiskey number 12 right now.
See? The people get me.
People get you. Yes, your sponsor gets you. Speaking of sponsors, what a good time for us to bring up our sponsor here at RatG TV. You see right above Steve's head there, he's pointing it out. That is DocNet, folks. If you are looking for home internet and home phone, if you like, Tony is the one to go see over at DocNet, docnet.ca. They'll get you hooked up, really cheap prices, and I'm talking fast. Like, how fast? I say that every week. We're streaming right now live. My son's in the other room playing video games while watching YouTube. I have my TV going in the background as well with Netflix. So, I mean, yeah, that should be the proof right there that you need. So, yeah, if you're looking for that cheap in, give Tony a call. DocNet.
The proof is in the Jell-O pudding.
Ooh, we didn't even have that as a story this week.
Yeah, I didn't put it down because I thought you might have it, and then I was going to message you to see if you had it, and I forgot.
Yeah, I totally forgot about it. I can't believe I forgot about it. But it is so weird. Like, before we get into the news, it is so weird that on the week where everyone was like, free Britney, they freed Bill.
Right?
Same day.
It's so fucked up. So messed up. Start with Fantasy Island.
Promoters. Apparently, comedy clubs are calling promoters trying to book Bill Cosby.
What? Come on.
Yeah. I've seen a few stories about promoters looking to book Bill. I'm sorry, her name's escaping me. Felissa Rashad said that justice has been undone.
So remember, though, a couple weeks ago we said that? Like, we said that he turned down that plea bargain to get out early?
Right.
We're like, why would he turn that down? Did he know he was going to get out? Because at the time we speculated that he was not that he was innocent, that he believed he was innocent, though. But damn, man, like, that's
I thought the same thing. Yeah,
so messed up. I don't know. Decades of life have honed your mind, so horror movies don't phase you. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm thinking you're right, buddy. I'm thinking you're right. And just so you know, you spelled it wrong both times. I love you, Kurt. I'm just fucking with you. But yeah, so why don't we do that? Why don't we just get into the news then? We got our sponsorship out of the way. I do want to remind everybody to go check out our buddy. He'll be on next week. Jordan James, the Jordan James Shows, Discovering the Path to Success. These are great shows, inspirational shows. Tune in. New episodes usually drop every Tuesday. The Jordan James Show, one of our good buddies. And with that, speaking of our good buddy, he's also our good buddy who made our intro for This Week in Geek. All right. Well, Steve, here we are. It's that time of week again where you give us the bad news.
Yeah. Other than the Czech national soccer team who got killed today by Denmark, Johnny Solinger, former Skid Row singer, actually was the lead vocalist in the band for 15 years.
What?
Died at 55.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that he passed. Respect and all that, but what? The lead singer of Skid Row for 15 years?
Well, I know Sebastian.
I didn't even know they had another lead singer ever. What's that?
No, you go.
I didn't even know they ever had another singer.
Yeah, well, I didn't really either, but I do know that Sebastian Bach has been touring by himself for a number of years now.
Yeah, but performing Skid Row tunes. And was it Sebastian Bach that played in Welland, or was it Skid Row?
It was him.
I believe it was supposed to be Skid Row.
Oh, no, it was supposed to be Skid Row at the Hair in the Fair that didn't work out.
Yeah,
it was just him at the arena.
Like I said, died at the age of 55, liver failure. So.
Wow. Well, wow. That's partying a hard life with with the bands, I guess, living that rock star life. You know, that was the first concert I ever went to. Was Bon Jovi and Skid Row opened for them. It was before 18 to Life even came out. And to be honest, Bon Jovi had this big fireworks and lasers and all this, and they were. Remember, was it Lay Your Hands on Me or one of those? I think it was, or I'll Be There for You. But that's where they filmed it, and he ran across the catwalk up top.
Yeah.
Skid Row had nothing except for just them, and they fucking blew them out of the water. It was crazy. Yeah, became a Skid Row fan after that. 14. Don't blame me. Don't hate me. Don't judge. Speaking of judge, do you know it's been 30 years since T2 Judgment Day came out? What should have been the end of that franchise, but unfortunately, Arnold keeps coming back. There should have never been anything after this movie. That was the most perfect ending to a movie. And when I talk about the all-time great movies and films,
Right.
this is one I talk about because it's just so well done.
Sequels, which is hard.
Yeah, I don't know that there's a better sequel than this. I think it's better than Empire.
Yeah.
Like I'm sorry, but I just
only because Empire's dated. When you watch Empire, it is dated. This movie still holds up.
Yeah, and if not, so a little bit more.
CGI is a little, it's early days of CGI. The scenes going through the bars and whatnot, but still great movie.
That CGI comment brings me to another point that I was thinking about earlier. To all the people that freaked out on my meme that I put about, people saying, "Oh, NASA faked the moon landing with CGI," and then I showed a picture of Dire Straits' 1985 music video. Listen, I know you're all saying, "Oh, 2001: A Space Odyssey. Look at that. They had the technology back then. Look at it now. You can tell it's fake when you watch 2001. I'm just saying, stuff that we watched with CGI back in the day, we thought we couldn't tell the difference, but now we can spot with high definition stuff like that. I'm just saying, come on, get your heads out of your asses. I mean that in the nicest way possible, but come on now, flat earthers. Bach area, I was there, and he's a dick. Well, to be fair, he was promised that they were going to sell out and they were going to have all these VIP sections sold out, and none of it happened. So, I mean, he was fed bad information. He was pissed. I don't blame him.
Yeah. Got to get paid, man.
Yeah, man. 1.2 thousand likes on my comment on your Fahrenheit post, and a lot of them Angry Americans' best post ever. That was another one. Agreed. T2 was the best one. Should have ended, and thanks for making me feel old saying it was 30 again. Sorry, Scott. That's what, dude, it's just we all feel we're old, dude.
To buy guys almost 50.
Yeah, we're old. And a Niagara resident, James Cameron from Chippewa.
Yeah, Lake, yeah, man.
Yep, so, all right, up next. So this is some big news.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much of this is substantiated news, but we have heard that John Lithgow will be reprising the Trinity Killer in the upcoming Dexter revival.
Arguably the best season of television ever.
Yeah.
It's up there. I don't know, because I know you're a big Breaking Bad fan, so I'm sure there's a season of that you have up there, and I'm sure there's other shows if I think about it, but Trinity Killer was one of those ones that stood out there for everybody.
Yeah.
And if you weren't a Dexter fan, that season made you a fan. Even thinking about Rita now at the end, oh my God.
The story and the writing alone, John Lithgow is right up there on all-time favorite actors.
Oh yeah, Harry and the Hendersons, indeed.
I love Raising Cain.
Oh, true, right? Cliffhanger. People always forget Cliffhanger.
Oh, man.
Yeah, not that. Well, yeah, that movie was something. Doesn't hold up today. All right, so you're up next there. I got you back to back on accident.
keep them coming fast here. Fast and the Furious are talking all female cast. I mean, this was just a matter of time. I don't know why we didn't see this coming. At least I didn't see this coming, but
yeah, whatever, man. Sure, do it. Why not? I guess. I'm just gonna point out Ghostbusters that I championed, that I was like, give it a shot, give it a shot. I want to point out Ocean's 8. I really wanted that to be good too. So I'm not saying that there shouldn't be an all-female cat or all-female movie, but does there need to be? Like, is that something that helps with the cause at all, or is it something that's going to cause them viewers because it's going to make people feel alienated? And I could see if they wanted to take, because Vin Diesel can't do these movies forever. If they want to have a female-led Fast and Furious, I got that. That's fucking dope. Why not? But yeah, I mean, whatever. Best of luck. What's that?
I'm sure it'll make a few $100 million.
Oh, no matter what. Yeah. Did you see the newest one yet?
I haven't.
I can't wait till you do so, because it's so good.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it soon. It's on the list.
Third Rock from the Sun. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's where a lot of people know him from. We knew him as a movie actor, though, before Third Rock came along. So that was like really out of left field for us.
Sure, yeah. It was definitely weird for us.
But a good show, though.
Yeah.
And John Lithgow and Harry and the Hendersons was epic, for sure. Much better than the TV show. I'm going to piggyback on your Fast and Furious. Do you know Fast and Furious, speaking of Fast 9, pulled in $100 million, or it broke the $100 million barrier this weekend. So, I mean, good for them. I guess theaters are opening up in the States and must be around the rest of the world as well. That's helping out. We've got the drive-ins. Are our Cineplex theaters open here?
I don't believe so.
No, just drive-ins, right?
Just drive-ins, right?
We don't have the only place in North America without dining either. Only place.
All right, and up next, going from one movie sequels to another movie sequel.
Yeah, this one, and if you have not seen this and you're a fan of the thriller type movies, this is a great one. Never really heard about it before I watched it, and it was just one of those movies that I really, really liked. That's Don't Breathe. The trailer just dropped. We know that the sequel is coming out August 12th, 2021.
Oh, shit. Now, is that Jonah from Superstore?
I don't know.
That does look like Jonah. But it stars, Stephen Lang, right? Is the star of the original?
Star of the first one, I believe he's coming back. So cast Brett. What did you say his name was?
Oh, I don't know what his name is in real life. I just know his name was Jonah on Superstore.
Right. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think it's him, though, because it looked like him in the picture. But yeah, so you like the first one?
I did like the first one a lot.
Yeah.
It was one of those really intense thriller types.
It's like camp.
Ben Feldman is his name. Is Ben Feldman in the new? He's in Friday the 13th, 2009.
Must have been pretty young.
Yeah. Well, I just don't know, sir. But yeah, well, right on. I hope people like it. Don't Breathe was great. Hope the second will be the same. Hopefully, the blind guy's back. He is, because the other poster was with him. And not till phase 3, Scott says, about theaters being open here in Ontario. I may be alone in this comment, but Fast and Furious is ours. The first two are okay. Dude, you are not alone in that comment. But people love them. And I have no problem with people loving those movies. I just have a problem with people who love those movies who hate superhero movies. Because what the fuck do you think you're watching? They literally drove a Pontiac Fiero in outer space.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Let's go back to Fast and Furious 6 or something like that, where Dom Toretto's going like 120 miles per hour one way on a bridge, and his girlfriend's coming the other way, and she gets jettisoned off of a car, and he flips himself off the car going full speed. They meet in the middle. He catches her, and then lands on the front of another moving car and through the windshield, and doesn't go through it. It just kind of. I don't think physics work in those movies. I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
No.
So Tarantino's been making the rounds lately. Been on all the shows talking about how he can't do it. Like he's done at 10. Like he's like, I can't. Like you can't keep making good movies, blah, blah, blah. But he's getting more backlash from Shannon Lee and a lot of Asian Americans and Asians across the world for his portrayal of Bruce Lee. And to which he told everybody, Bruce Lee fans, to eat a dick when it comes to this, basically. I mean, this is going to be a bit of a hot take, maybe. But has Tarantino made a good movie since Django?
Not in my opinion.
And before Django, there was like, I'm sorry, Jackie Brown sucked. It was fucking boring as shit.
Movie.
What was there was a few around that era that was just really bad.
Yeah.
I love his early stuff. What's that?
Kill Bill, I could take it or leave it too.
Same.
Honestly. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's so I'm okay with him saying 10 he's done, because I think he was done at 4. To be quite honest. But yeah, that brings us to your next story, a bit of a revival coming here.
Yeah, this show originally debuted in 1997 on MTV. Ran for 274 episodes. They're bringing back Behind the Music, which was a documentary style type show that would, profile bands or, certain albums that were recorded, and there was turmoil during, just interesting stories from music. And it was a pretty good show. I liked it.
I wonder what came first, Behind the Music or the Much Music Spotlight? Remember we used to have that? It was like 6:30 every night, and they would do a spotlight.
I looked it up, and this said 97, so I'm going to say much music.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. Yeah, because it was it seemed more of a precursor to Behind the Music, because it wasn't like Behind the Music. It was just basically, here's some interviews with these bandmates from these epic bands, and they're going to tell us stories on whatever. Like that's how I heard how Bon Scott got. When he auditioned for the band, I'm pretty sure Angus Young said he was having like a appendicitis on stage. Like, yeah, you sound so much like what's his name, Brian? Oh no, it's the other way around. Brian Johnson, right? Brian Johnson was
he was the newer guy.
Yeah. So it was Brian Johnson who had the appendicitis on stage auditioning. Like, oh yeah, sound like our original guy. So I'm happy to see it back. There's some things that's not going to be back. What's that?
So it's a small 8 episodes. So
yeah, that's all right though.
Yeah.
Start small anyways, just in case. Don't blow your whole budget, and see what the feedback is like.
Yeah.
Now, we got a comment here. Don't want to hijack anything, but if anyone liked the Exorcist series, there is a petition to bring back the series. No. I do not like anything to do with the Exorcist. It still scares me. But we're talking about, bringing back Behind the Music. Netflix has decided they're not going to be bringing back a couple shows. One of them, no surprise at all, Kevin James, The Crew, which just got horrible reviews, not even just for, the acting and stuff on it, but just for them trying to go complete alpha male. Hey, we're going to spit in the face of Gen Z or anybody that's woke. And you realize you're in the entertainment industry. Say that's not
I saw the trailer for this, and I mean, Kevin James, I like him, but I mean, he's not, he doesn't have a huge range, and his movies are hit or miss usually. So this was one that I knew wasn't for me.
Yeah, the same. Definitely same. I watched the first episode, though, just to see what it was all about, because I do like Kevin, but yeah. And the other one that got canceled, I was surprised after 2 seasons, is Mr. Iglesias.
Oh.
Yeah, so Fluffy show will be is now done. Which is too bad. It was a fun show. It was nice, like a family type show.
His comedy, yeah.
Fair. Scott
I've only
says
seen stand up though, so I've never
I
seen
do
him.
like his I like his stand up. It's not too bad, but yeah. Were you guys a fan of the Clarice TV series? I haven't seen it honestly, so I couldn't say.
No, I haven't seen it either. I'm still mad that Hannibal got canceled.
Yeah.
I still haven't finished the last season because it got canceled.
Luke, I don't think it's coming back, buddy. I don't think it's coming back, especially with all the heat on Joss Whedon.
Yeah,
Just
never
say.
die, man. Never die.
I mean, I'd be all right with that. I'd be all right with that. I don't know why
I
I went
wonder
nothing
if
funny there.
people's grandchildren still asking for Firefly to come back.
People, yes. My great grandchildren will be fucking bitching about Fox. There used to be this station called Fox, and it canceled Firefly, the greatest show ever, after one season, and they aired it all out of order. Can you believe it? Stupid. I'm all right. All right. So yeah. So we went from that, and I don't know what this story is, but I do have a picture to go for it.
Yeah, if it's the story, I think it is James Franco.
You got her.
Yeah, James Franco, man. He keeps popping up in the news. Of course, Joe Rogan or Seth Rogen said that he'd no longer work with him after all these allegations that have come out on a recent interview. Today, we found out that he has agreed to pay a settlement of $2.235 million to someone who filed sexual harassment charges against him.
I did see that actually today. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just don't know. It's like I said, like we said with Cosby and everybody else, it's if there's multiple women, like if there's like a lot of women accusing you, it's hard to have your back, man. It's hard to trust you.
I don't know what James Franco is up to in accusers. I'm assuming it's around a half a dozen or more that I've heard of, I think. But I mean,
Yeah.
Cosby's up over 30.
And got out, which is crazy. And we could talk about that too, folks, if you want to talk about that, because we're close to the end of our show, anyways. I do have something that I kind of want us to kind of talk about, which I figured would take us the last hour. So I'm kind of happy we burned through the show so quickly. But my last story, well, I guess our last story that we have is Lovecraft Country. You ever watch that show?
I haven't. I've seen it on Crave, but I haven't not watched it.
Yeah, I haven't watched it either. It got a lot of really good reviews though, based on H.P. Lovecraft's work too. Excuse me. I'm starting to be able to drain more, which is weird. But yeah, no, so it got canceled. So there won't be a season 2. So if you're holding off on watching it so a couple seasons were out, you don't need to. If you wanted to watch it, now's the time, because it will not be back. Now, we talked at the beginning of the show about the atrocities that have happened to the Indigenous people here in North America, and in specific with the residential schools and things of that nature. So it's been a touchy subject, but it's been something that's been on the mind of people a lot lately. Like just a few weeks before the first residential school mass graves were found, Marvel came out with the new Captain America, and not one that's replacing Captain America. So don't get your knickers in a twist there, folks at home, but just another Captain America who's Native American. So this is something that's been on the mind. Now that brought to light, and a lot of people, you can see behind me here, I've got the Marvel's Indigenous voices, different characters that are depicted as Indigenous. We know that they're Native Canadian or Native American. Someone had pointed out on TikTok this week, which I forgot to do my TikToker of the week. I'll put that up actually too. But someone mentioned on TikTok that when they recast Wolverine, could they recast him as Native American? Now, you know how I am when it comes to, like, I just want you to stay comic accurate. Just Don't rock the boat. There's no need to rock the boat if we don't have to, is usually the way I look at it. Here's the thing, though. Wolverines never had an established race. We know he's half white. We know his mom was white, but his mom was sleeping with the groundskeeper who looks basically just like Wolverine does. And yeah, he was he was born in the 1890s in Upper Alberta, so it could have been like someone that was hired to work it could have been a native hired to work there. It makes a lot of sense. Like I'm all right with it. And people are like, "Oh no, he looks like he's colored white in it." And I'm like, if you look at a picture of him next to a picture of these guys, the skin color's the same. So don't give me that. The only problem that I could possibly foresee, and this is my son brought this up, is Wolverine is constantly referred to as a savage, which has always been a horrible, horrible slur towards Native people. So, but maybe that works as well, though, because there's like, listen, well, why do you think they've called him a savage all this time? It's because they've been using it as a slur against him. And one of his love interests is Silver Fox, was a Native American as well. So, I mean, I'd be all right with it. I could see it. What about you, Steve? Like, what do you think on this?
Yeah, no, I definitely think Wolverine would work in that aspect, being of indigenous descent.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and we're not even saying full. We're just saying he'd be half and half, like because
yeah,
the mom was white and the dad was native, is possibly native, because we really don't know. Getting back to Franco, and we'll stay on this. It says, "I love James Franco acting, but I would never have thought he'd been where he is now." Yeah. I was just going to bring up Lovecraft Country. I like that it covered different genres like horror, adventure, sci-fi, etc. That's why I do want to check it out, because I've heard so many good things about that show. Captain America as a Native American would give a whole new angle. I'm not one for change when it's not required or needed, but that might work. Well, like I said, even in the picture that I showed you there, he's not replacing Captain America. He's just another Captain America. So think of them as like Captain America soldiers. Like he's just in that rank. He's another one out there helping out. But and then we had here, I get called savage every time I drink. Never took it as a slur. Well, it wasn't never meant as a slur for you. That's the difference. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I have no problem at all with Wolverine being native, because it kind of makes sense. It really does, especially given his origin story. So why not? I say do it. I say whoever you get to play Wolverine, just make sure they're good and that they can play that berserker rage that Wolverine always shows. I think it would be great. Yeah, that's right. The U.S. Constitution calls natives merciless savages. I think something in the Canadian charter, like our Indian Act, I don't know if the Indian Act had something like that, but I think when we were first colonizing over here, that's what they put in the books too. So the whole reason for residential schools. What about Sabretooth as well as a Native American? Sure, because I have no idea what Victor Creed is. I mean, the only other Creed I know is from boxing, from Rocky movies.
yeah,
Yeah, and Apollo Creed, or there was a Creed, Xavier Woods, the wrestler, used to go by Conscious Creed, I think. So yeah, every other Creed I know is black.
yeah.
But sure, why not? I'm down for it.
Creed, not Cree, which would be native.
Cree would be, yeah. Oh yeah, hey, that could work too. But yeah, man, I'm all right with it. I don't see any problem with that at all, because, like I said, he's never had an established kind of character. As for Sabretooth, yeah, why not? Why not? I kind of like having him as a big, white, mean dude, though. Beer swirling, Trump supporting.
Yeah.
I don't think he would be. I'm from the UK, so maybe I'm wrong. So don't hate me. But aren't the settlers the savages? I mean, yeah, yeah, kind of.
You saw me sport. I'm been supporting Denmark through this entire thing. My natives are Vikings, man. They were some of the most savage people ever to walk the face of the earth. We couldn't grow anything on our land and couldn't, so we travel once or twice a year and rape and pillage and steal.
Conquer. I was surprised to learn. So, I have the Stephen Fry mythos books,
Yeah.
but I had the Norse mythology one that he has as well. I was surprised to learn that there were Black Vikings. I forget what their names were called. They had like an actual term for that sect of Vikings. But yeah, man, I was like, oh, so I could have. Well, I still would have died back then because as you said, Vikings love to fight.
If only I had embraced my lineage a little sooner, I may be a miserable Vikings fan instead of a miserable Bengals fan.
Skull. We'll take you, buddy. We'll take you. Kurt says, Luke, you are correct. It would be awesome to see him native. Totally need more native representation in media, especially if it's positive view as opposed to having another movie show featuring traumatic events for native people. Yeah. We were talking about, oh my God, I forgot his name. I put him up earlier though. Sid, but he played a detective next to fucking Al Pacino in Heat. And it wasn't a part of the story that he was native at all. It was just this is this native dude that's in the FBI or whatever.
Yeah, I have not watched in a long time.
It was really good. I couldn't watch it multiple times though because it's a long movie.
It is long. Yeah, I remember it being long.
Was it Steve Soderbergh? I think. My descendants are Vikings too, Steve. I'll meet you in Valhalla. I just wanted to tell you all, you're wrong. I'm the only Viking here. Vikings fan, at least. Don't get me wrong. We still need movie shows that feature those things, but natives really believe in laughter is the best medicine. Yeah. There's this guy I follow on TikTok. He should have been my TikToker of the week. But native dad, go follow that guy. That guy's funny as shit. He just the happiest guy in the world, smiling, laughing all the time. Speaking of TikToker of the week, though, this week our TikToker of the week is DGDX Official, and he gets it just for this fine piece of work. Well done, sir. Well done. You get an applause and a definite. You deserved a TikToker of the week with that one, and it had nothing to do with me doing it last second. But yeah, man.
I have happy notes here, like I'm in grade 5.
What's her note saying? Share with the class.
Yeah, sharing exactly. She's like, "Are you sharing your food, the takeout that we got
with me?"
Yeah, I said my food ? Baby.
So that's a no. Yeah. Well, I it sounds like everybody's kind of on board with us there. Damn it, Zeus! I have 2 TikTok videos and they are hilarious. Are they? I don't know what your TikTok is, so you'll have to add me on. Do you follow me on TikTok? If so, send me a message. And I do agree. We were talking about representation matter and things like that. But I really, really do strongly stand by. I want to see either already established characters or new characters made. Right. I don't need to see Bruce Wayne as a black dude or Clark Kent as a black dude. And it's not saying that though, like Batman and Superman can't be black. But it's really hard to switch Bruce Wayne, who comes from old white dude money, to a black dude and be like, oh, yeah, he comes from that old school. No, it didn't work that way. I mean, it's a comic book universe, so maybe it did work that way. But I don't know, man. Just give us some new characters. And another thing, Batman's kind of trash. So you need some new characters. Like, really? I mean, we get it. Your parents died. Boo hoo. Now you got a fucking some dude just trying to feed his family, so he's working for the Penguin as a driver, and you're gonna fucking put him in traction for 18 months? Who's paying his
With
bills?
no health insurance.
No health insurance, exactly. Like, come on, Bruce, flip the bill here. If Bruce Wayne wanted to stop crime in Gotham, he would, being the billionaire he is, stop spending all that fucking money on bat suits and bat gadgets, and open up some fucking factories and hire everybody in the town. If everybody's working, there ain't no crime. I'm just saying.
See, that's why Captain Canuck works. You know, he can knock some heads and, you know, break some legs and bust some bones because we have full health care here, you know, so.
Exactly. And he's not a millionaire. It's not like he could solve crime on his own. Just saying, Bruce, you're being kind of selfish. You too, Tony Stark.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's my thing. Anyways, this was a quick show this week. I feel like we went through really quickly, but that's all right. We did have the one last story here. These two were caught loose just because we haven't seen Clanny in a while. No, you're all missing Clanny, so a little bit of Clanny love. And the Blues Brothers. Anyways, all right. So that's it. That's all I got. Steve, you got anything coming up this week at all?
No, nothing going on. There was another story I saw I thought was pretty amusing. There was, I don't know where it was, somewhere in the States, I believe, but there was, you know, those highway signs that tell you, you know, construction ahead or drive safely. There was one that said, don't drive fast and furious. That's ludicrous.
And so are those movies. So are those movies. Clanny Shark.
We're going to have to.
How can Tony Stark help now that he's passed in the last film? Well, in the comic books.
Yeah.
But it's different, though, because he doesn't like Gotham is that it's a soul city by itself. That's the worst city in all of the DC universe. So, I mean, Bruce Wayne's got the money where he could pay that shit out. Just saying. Anyways, yeah, well, that's a pretty good story. And I don't know. I think I'm done. My nose is hurting.
We need to put the Fast and Furious stories, any upcoming new Fast and Furious stories. I think we just need to put them up on that shelf here at RatG TV, along with Corey Feldman.
Right. I mean, I think I'll keep watching the Fast and the Furious movies, though. That's the sad part.
But we just don't talk about them.
Oh.
Club.
I feel like we have to watch them and talk about them as a public service announcement to like warn people.
This is true. This is true.
Like, please. Another movie I did watch today, and I want to point out there real quick because I think you watched it. Did you actually end up watching The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard?
I reviewed it last week. Yeah.
Oh, you did review it. Yeah. And you liked it, right?
I just.
Yeah, I liked it too. It was pretty ridiculous, but it was fun.
Yeah,
Selma Hayek's awesome.
More than the first one, yeah.
Yeah. Selma's great though. Like she's so good. Yes. It was Clanny Shark do. And with that, Clanny Shark do says, hope you all enjoyed the show. Peace out. We out. Bye now.